Welcome again. This time I want to show you how it works as a teacher or as a school admin. You come into your login section. I want to show you how to upload e-learning content for your students to watch. I've showed you how the student section works. Now you come in as a teacher or as an administrator. You come to this menu, e-learning. You click on create content. What it's going to do is it's going to bring to you the list of all the classes. If you are just a form master or a class manager, you are only going to see the class that you are assigned to. But I'm seeing all classes here because I am an administrator. So let's say I go to JS2. What it's going to bring up, it's going to show me all the subjects that are being done. Now this is mathematics. No topics have been created for this subject. English, there is no e-learning content for any of this subject in JS2, which means that if a student from JS2 logs into the e-learning platform, there's nothing to learn there. So let's go to mathematics. Let's say I'm just going to use dummy content, so this doesn't have to be a JS2 mathematics topic. Let's say I want to use AP arithmetic progression. I can set a duration. This course is to be taken between when and when, so I want it to be between this week, Monday of this week, and Friday of the same week. So I set that range and I create topic. Automatically you see arithmetic progression appears here under mathematics. Now this is the topic, but what is the content? What will this student be learning under this topic, arithmetic progression? That's what I come to create content for. And when I say create content, you see three fields are here: the task number, the content title, this is under the topic arithmetic progression, and the type of content. So the task number is, I can put 5 lessons. Task determines in what order they are arranged. So the one that the child should watch first will be number 1. Content type, what are progressions? So I don't want to jump into, I just want to explain what are progression. Now this is important. For now we have 4 different types. Content type: text or images, where you can write your own lesson plan and input images. This is going to bring something for you like Microsoft Word. Let's actually start with this. So let's say text and images, create content. It's going to bring me to a page, what are progressions, and I can type whatever I want to type here. This is just like Microsoft Word. You can type, you can add a picture, you can even put a video here for the student to watch. So APs are the way numbers move. Now don't take what I'm writing serious. I'm just trying to put content there in any way. You can put them number 1, number 2, number 3. This you can change the formatting, make it bold, change the color, make it big, whatever you want to do. It's just like Microsoft Word. Let me change the color to red so the student sees it. I can actually put a picture there. You see this image here for picture. I put a picture. The picture needs to be saved either on my system or on my phone, so I can choose to introduce myself to the students as, hey, I'm a teacher. So let me come to picture. Let me just go to any picture. Let me just get something that is not probably too important and that doesn't affect anybody's. Okay, good. So cool math for kids. Let me put in this logo. So okay, insert. So this is an image. It could have been any image. I can resize the image to 50% or to 25% or however I want it. Once I save this, I can see a preview below of what the student is going to see. This is what the student is going to see. If I actually want them to go to another website to do something, I can make it a link. Just come here, put a hyperlink, type the website that I want them to go to when they click on that, xyz.com, and insert the link. That becomes a link. I save it, it updates. So this content is already there in the first lesson. Now I want to put something else. I go back to topics. Remember, we're still doing arithmetic progression. I have put content number 1, what are progressions, text, images. Content number 2, example of an AP. I may want this to be a video. Maybe I found a video on YouTube that I want the student to watch. I don't have to create the content. That's the beauty of this platform. You can use existing content. I say create new content. It goes here and it asks me what is the video that I want to play. Now I'm going to bring a video from YouTube and put it here and you will see how that works. Okay, so here I am on YouTube. I found a video on YouTube that I want my students to watch. What do? I don't have to send them to YouTube to come and watch it. I simply come here to copy the link. I click on the share button, I copy the link, then I go back straight to my e-learning and I paste this here in the YouTube link and I save it. Automatically it brings that video preview here, so my students can watch this video. Instead of going to YouTube, they will watch the video right from their e-learning dashboard.
Hello friends, in this
SchoolX.
video we learned.
Now I've showed you how to put in text and image content, YouTube videos. What if I want to send something else? Go back to create content. So okay, now I want to put an attachment. Let me say worksheet for you to work with. So I can come to upload file or document. Let's say you've prepared something. Maybe you have a document you've downloaded. It's a PDF. You want to send it to them as a worksheet or additional resource. You just come here, say worksheet. It asks you to attach this document from your phone or from your computer. So I can look for any document. Let's say this, and I put it there. Save. It's going to upload that to the platform so that my students can see it and can download it. So here is it, file size 1 megabyte. It's a PDF file. The students can see it. So now under mathematics for JS2, when my students log into their e-learning platform, they will actually see a topic called arithmetic progression, and they will see these different contents. And there's actually a fourth one right now that says external resource or link. Let's say you have something on another website. Maybe it's a game you want them to play, maybe it's another website you want them to view. Instead of sending them to that website, just say explore further. You can actually say, okay, I want this to be an external resource link. So it can be something. If you have another video that is not on YouTube, but you have the direct source of the video, you can put it here. So maybe another website. Let me think of a good mathematics website. I don't know, but anything. Let's say okay, www.coolmath for kids. I hope this is a real website. If it's not a real website, it's not going to load, but if it is, it's going to come. Okay, 404 not found. I really can't remember what this website is, but you could send them to a website. If it's a real site, it's going to bring it. Okay, so I think I found something that works. So you save this here for the further explore, and it's going to take them into a website. Good. So this is actually an entire website that I'm calling into the SchoolX dashboard here. So rather than taking your students to different places, they simply come here and they can access it. Now I'm going to take you to the back end to see how it works. How do you give your students access code? Just simply come to access code, generate pins, and you can see the code for every student. You see their classes. You just send them this 5-digit code. Is all that they need for them to be able to access their e-learning. I'm going to take you to this back end of the student again, and let's see how the student is going to view the content we just created. Okay, so this is the student's login section, SchoolX.ng/learn. The student types in his 5-digit code and says access portal. And hey, good afternoon, Gideon. Of course, there's no announcement for the student yet. So the student just comes in. This is his dashboard. Goes straight to e-learning. And hey, what did we just create? Arithmetic progression. 0%, meaning the student has not started. Click on learn, and it takes you right in. What are progressions? You see what we created? Here it is for the students. So okay, next lesson. I've read this through. What's the next thing? It's a video example of an AP. Here it is. The student can just click on the video and start watching the video introduction.
Hello friends, in this video we learn.
Goes on, and this one is a download. Click on this lesson to download, and it downloads the document or the worksheet for the student. He can follow what needs to be done. Click on next. It saves that download to their system, by the way, or their phones. And the next thing was the website we link them to. So let's assume the student stops here, having done 3 lessons, but 1 was not completed. Okay, the student needs to go. So back to subject, or he logs out. 75% completed. As the teacher, you can track this and see where your students are lagging behind. I hope that this basic summary explains how it works. There might be a few other details that you might be trying to find out, but I'll just let you be for now, and we'll move on to the next lesson in a short while.